Good morning. It's your daily huddle on a Friday where we dedicate the day to leadership and business. We say if you've got it all and you have not created the mechanism for you to leave a legacy that lives 25 generations beyond you, you're not there yet. So today's dedicated to that. And I have a question for you, Gio. Gio, what type of shoes do artists wear?
What type of shoes do what?
Artists wear.
Artists wear.
Yeah.
Artists wear.
There were Skechers, man. Skechers.
That's just terrible. That's just terrible.
Wow.
A sketch.
Glad to see my legacy is continuing.
But it is hopeful because I do wear Skechers every now and then.
Pretty sketchy, Gio.
Good morning again and welcome back. It's so great to see you here on the Daily Huddle. Today, we've got a conversation for you centered in this question, swimming in this context that we call how to create a personal revolution and free yourself to be all that you are chosen to be. We've got a very good friend who's no stranger to the Daily Huddle, Mr. Ronald Bertrand. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him, but before I do that, let's anchor ourselves and get present. Author Robin, how are you?
You know, I got to tell you, Sorrel, I am exactly the way I say I am. And today I am expectant.
Expectant.
I
and
am expectant.
At one point in time, you probably said, I am an author.
I am now.
Here you are. And here you are.
Yes,
you
sir.
get to say the way life goes to, you get to say the way you are. Good morning, Gio. Gio, tell me, where are you and who are you going to hug today?
I am here. I am right here. And I am going to hug my mother today.
Ah. Would you give her an extra one just for me?
Extra one.
An extra hug. Yes, yes. Like maybe two more. Thank you, Gio. Welcome, welcome. And Ronald, this question is for you. What time is it?
Sorrel, the time is now. Now, and there is no other time but now.
And what are you grateful for, sir?
And I'm grateful for inspiration.
I'm grateful for your inspiration. And I want to take a moment and introduce the world to you through your just expertly and artfully crafted bio. Ronald Bertrand is a Haitian, an artist, an architect, a general contractor who has made Atlanta home for nearly 25 years. Ronald's art is animated by several energies flowing from three sources: passion and love for his homeland, Haiti, architectural education, and interactions with people. He started painting when he was 12 years old and re-engaged seriously in art in 2008. So you can hear the gap, right? And it is inside that gap that this conversation is going to happen this morning. I also want you to know that Ronald is a graduate architect who produces art between architectural projects. He worked in several firms in Miami and Atlanta and completed several projects throughout the Southeast. Nowadays, Ronald's a famous artist. He has exhibitions. His art's been exhibited at his first exhibit called Art in the Yard in 2019, Eyes Wide Open in 2020, collaboration with Air Hope in 2021, Achieving Self-Expression, an exhibit with the city of Dorville in January 2023, and currently on exhibit at the Distillery of Modern Art right now, Pigmented Moments. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist, the Haitian, the architect, the one who fomented a revolution for himself, such that he gets to be all that he was chosen to be. Good morning, Ronald. Welcome to the Daily Huddle, brother.
Good morning, Sorrel, and good morning, all my good people at the Daily Huddle. This is exciting. I mean, I've been grinding like this since the day Sorrel called me to do this, the show. So I am like elated to be with everybody today. I got so much from you, so hopefully I can give you a whole lot of me today, and we're gonna have a good 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, you've already given a ton of yourself, and just to facilitate the conversation, I've got a few questions. I'm really interested, Ronald. You started painting when you were 12 years old. This bug called art, when did it catch you? Did it catch you before you were 12? What got you connected to art in the first place?
Good question. It started, like I said, when I was 12. I have a cousin that gave me a sketchbook right before what we call certificate in Haiti.
Mhm.
So, and it was for me to do homework, math, and things like that. So I started sketching in that book. And my mother saw that sketching ability and decided that, oh, you're gonna go to the art school, because one of the nun that she was working, so my mother was, a school administrator. So one of the nun that she was working with is an artist. So she said, you're gonna start going to her every Saturday. And that's where the whole thing started, where, all the basis of art school, painting, drafting, and all that started around that age.
Yeah, so
And never left me since then. So my mom nurtured the skill, basically.
so tell me this, parents who want their children to achieve a lot, put their children through piano school, swimming classes, you name it. And sometimes children actually resent that and resist that. Was there any resistance on your part, or was it, oh my God, I'm going to art school every Saturday and you're like, can't wait to go? What was it like?
Oh, no, it was totally different for me. So when I realized that I wasn't too, it was natural. When I realized it was natural, that's where it become, I mean, that was my pastime. That was my pastime. And to the point when I started painting, I remember I got my first set of color. It was the hardest thing for me to stop drawing or coloring, because they would say, hey, the food is ready. And I'm like, that can't wait.
Wait.
Something. So
Yeah.
that was a connection that never got disconnected, pretty much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
really, Ronald, first of all, I'm just excited that that's the way it is for you. And while I was introducing you, and I noted the gap between when you started painting and the bug caught you, so to speak, and then you didn't really seriously re-engage until 2008, right? So inside of that gap, what was there? Did you completely leave art alone, and what was there?
So it's a great question. So what was there in 2008, if you recall? So the gap, 2000.
Well, first of all, how long was the gap?
It wasn't a gap to call it because the sketchbook was always around.
Mhm.
It was a condition expression. So I was not pushing anything out there. I was sketching on my own, and I wasn't showing anything. So it wasn't a gap. I was
Ah,
just sharpening the skill, pretty much, just sharpening in silence.
so
Um,
it's a
so
period of time where you sketched, you painted, but you were the only consumer of your product.
correct. So um, the end of the 90s was architecture school. So 2000 was full blown, make a living for the family, pursue my career, understanding architecture, learning architecture. So that kept me connected with the design. So I had to sketch,
Mhm.
whether I was sketching something that I like, or whether I was sketching on homework or a client work. So I was using my hand. So what really created the gap, or reenact the art, is 2008, when the market plunged. If you guys recall, there was no construction going on. The market went down. A lot of these firms were laying off. So I got laid off. And when I got laid off, that layoff went on up for 2 years, basically. So 2008 to 2010, I was doing anything I can put my hands on. So, and one of them became my art. I went back to my art. So I started drawing. I started, by myself, some art equipment, and so out of this quote quote bad time came my reactivation of art.
Mm.
Because so to recall, everybody was okay. So I even had suggestion, Ronald, this architecture thing is not going to work, man. Construction is not coming back anytime soon. Why don't you go to do something else? There you could do radiology, you could do the nursing school,
I
things that
could see that. I could see
yeah,
it.
things that can give you money right away. But I actually, just so everybody know, I did Uber for a year. I did Uber for a year, and did anything I could put my hands on, and study also. I also realized that I could study general contracting.
Mm.
So that's the transition, within that time.
So I have a question, and the question is this: people who are artists and people who are not have this concept in their mind about the starving artist. And I think many people who are talented artists may, they flirt around with the idea of making a living or dedicating their lives to their art, and then they shy away from it because they do not want to be a starving artist. Was that ever a concern for you?
It was certainly a concern, and it's a concern that I dealt with very much. And a lot of people that've been around me knows that my brother also, my older brother, was an artist, and it was a big disconnect for my parents, to have an artist, a dancer in a family. So art was not a question that we could really focus making a living out of. So that's where I shift to architecture. But at the same time, it was hard for me to comprehend that my living out of my art was not something that was never gonna happen.
Mm.
So that was something, I guess from Haitian family, but it took a while for me to adjust. and I credit my brother for that, for what I am today. I credit my brother for what I am today.
So there was a period of time where you, I would say deliberately or willingly, but I don't want to use that word, but there was a period of time where you were actually working, doing something other than your art. And did that leave you feeling stifled or frustrated or anything? What was it like for you not doing your art full time and doing something else?
Now let's look at correctively. I'm not full-time artist yet. So you
Tell
don't
me
need
more
to
about
say,
that.
yeah, I'll say a little bit more about that. But what there was a frustration. There's always a frustration when I cannot get to my canvas. There's always a frustration where I cannot get to a creative mode. Because one other thing that really create kind of a hard situation for me is being overwhelmed with other things, because I invest a lot on myself, and the investment on myself is really always looking for the next creative motivation, and that comes sometimes unexpectedly, and when it comes, I just want to be accessible. I just want it to take me over. And if I happen to have a period of time where that is not possible, I'm the worst person you want to be around. So I am cranky. I am, mind-boggling. I want to get to it, and like I said to most people, it's almost like, I'm pregnant and I need to give birth.
I totally got it. So in the context of the question you created, you are chosen to be an artist. So there is this continual revolution that you're creating so that you can be self-expressed as that. And so you can really let all that out. So tell us, just before we open it up for questions, tell me a little bit about how you're creating and managing that revolution for yourself, such that you are in the space of fully expressing yourself as all that you are as a chosen artist.
All right, so it start for me. Creation start from nothing. I never know what I'm gonna do. Especially, like I said, like you heard in my statement, is there is the abstract. The abstract is really the best moment for me as an artist. Is like when I know there's nothing there. There's nothing there, and there is plenty of possibility to create. And coming from that nothingness is where where like the space consumed me, the art consumed me. I mean, I let everything go. So sometimes, and this is exactly what pigmented if I may transition quickly to pigmented moment.
Please.
It's really what pigmented moment is about, is those times where something happened in the day, or I'm in the period of an activity, of a particular activity that really engulfed me, and that activity happened to keep coming when I am in the studio, when I am in that space of nothingness. That comes. One other thing that I use a lot as example, which is exhibited at the distillery right now, is my golf class. I started golfing recently, and I came to the studio, and I was like, swooshes came to my head. I mean, if you know the swoosh motion. And, I had my coach that keeps saying swoosh. And then I created a piece called Swoosh, and which is nothing but my experience. And it was a moment in time where golf is present in my life. And I created, so to answer to your question, it's the moment that is connected to an activity. And I basically create a process of, throughout the whole process, I'm building up an art, and there's several layers to it, of color, of texture and shape and void and darkness, and you name it. So it's all come there.
Well, I want to give those who are here an opportunity to speak to you, get to know you better, and leave you inviting them to Pigmented Moments to share your self-expression and to be inspired themselves. So who wants to create with Ronald? Ronald, Tara has
Tara's here.
create with you, and then Gio. Tara, go ahead.
I was going to try not to be first, but my heart is just explosive right now.
Great.
No idea. I am so inspired by your talk of your creativity. I feel it so much. I don't really know that I have a question. I just want to learn so much more about you. And I read a lot about artists, more writers, but artists, because it inspires me. And then it also has helped me to lean into my quirky habits that feed my art. And you're sharing some about you. And I'm looking behind you, and I'm just wishing you could move your camera into more of your art. So I just keep shining, man, and do it however you do it. And I just hope it keeps growing. And so I don't have a question. I'm just super happy. So
Oh my God. See, Ronald, this is what it looks like to be revolutionizing what it is for a human being to contemplate works of art. Tara, feast your eyes on this, world.
Oh.
And we'll share a few more.
Yeah,
But
I just
now let's take a look. Gio, what do you want to say, brother?
Awesome. Yeah, and Cheryl, share also, Cheryl, if you have a picture of the one that he did for you for your birthday. That's a beautiful one too, if you have it. Yeah. One of the things that I am really present as you're sharing your life and where your commitment is, and those pigmented moments, you call it. It's one of the things I'm really present is the possibility of creating one's life as a masterpiece. And that's what I see in who you are, that your life is your masterpiece. Is not only the paintings, it's not only the architect, it's not only one aspect. The entire thing is art. Your life, the entire thing of your life is art. And looking for those silent moments to discover the new direction of my art, in the commitment of having my life being a masterpiece, in the commitment of having your life being your masterpiece, is what I'm really present. And what I guess if I could try to frame some sort of a question would be, when you were driving Uber, where did you look to continue to create art as your self-expression rather than become resigned about the circumstances?
Whoa. That's a great question. I actually was sharing myself very much with my Uber drive, with my passengers. from every aspect, because one of the things I was doing is connecting on all levels, letting them know that this is not my life. I mean, this is what I was doing now. This is a chapter now, but yet I had all the other skills. Was a graduate architect. I paint. I was sharing that with everyone, and yet I was always if I always carry my sketchbook with me, and everywhere between passengers there was sketches being made. I mean, if I'm at the airport, there's a long stop. I mean, I would sketch. If I take if I'm at the dentist's office, I will sketch. So the habit of sketching is always there. So I stayed connected. So that answer your question? Like, yeah, I stayed connected the whole time.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Stay connected. That's another art piece. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Yeah.
Hey, Sorel, I left you a friendly reminder in the chat.
Yes, I got it. So
Okay.
let's take a quick comment and question from Chase, and then Giovanni and I want to share with you the amazing day the Daily Huddle family is creating live on August 12th. Chase, good morning, brother.
Grand day to everyone. So yeah, Ronald, my dad said once to me, if you could see yourself on stage, how happy you are, it's the happiest you ever are at any moment of your life. It's so high, you can't even imagine it. And when I see you right now, I've never seen you in this light before. It's like the heavens have come down upon you with the art in the back and the light and the way that you're smiling. It's incredible. So this is how you should be. Like, this is you. To me, this is you. I've always seen you like in a dimmer light, kind of hanging out, leaning back in the chair. Love you, brother. No criticism. But this is you, bro. This is you. So I'm happy that you showed us this side of you. I support you from one artist to another, and I keep doing what you do.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you. Rashida, go for it.
Good morning, my family Daily Huddle. I am so happy that I didn't miss this call. I am so proud of you, my dear brother. Trust me, from a fashion designer to an artist. Oh my God, you took my breath away. Trust me, I am so proud of you. And what I want to tell you is that it's so amazing when we follow our passion, our gift from heaven and the universe, and when our ancestors is carrying it, this is what we put out. This so much run for really following your dream and your passion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Maria, you have your hand up. I'm going to invite you to join us in the after huddle.
Okay.
So stay on, okay? And right now, Jill, take a moment with me and let's create together August 12th. You start.
Okay, great. Yeah, one of the aspects that I'm really passionate about August 12th that I'd love to invite all of you to come is that I really couldn't see any possibility of a new future for myself until I understood that transformation or growth and development really happens, or growth really happens in community. And I've spent a number of years of my life trying to figure myself out, trying to understand the best strategies, trying to understand the best strategies that others do, trying to look at every possible conference and course and stuff. But really what caused the biggest impact in my performance, in my life, and with my family, with my finances, it's the kind of community I surround myself with. And so on August 12th, we want to invite you to be part of a powerful community. And we meet every day here, and it gives a little bit of a sense of who we are for each other, who we are for the world, what we bring to the planet, but it's just a little bit of a sense. Once we are in person, the being transcends. And it doesn't happen on Zoom, no matter how hard we try to craft the right words. But when we are in person, being transference, who we are transcends. And so now you not only come away with the best practices, you know, not only you want to come away with the strategies, but of each of the hosts, but you come away with the being that precisely does what Ronald was pointing to, that sketches when you're at the dental office, the being that sketches while you're waiting on the airport, the being that sketches while you're at a traffic light. And that's the being that transforms the future. And that can be talked about, but it doesn't transcend until you are eye to eye with another person. And then you have it for yourself. We have a saying in growth and development that I really love, which is, who you are, it's so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. And so we want you to register right now, and Liz, if you don't mind putting the link on the chat. So we want you to register, save your spot, so that you can come together in this one in a year event that we do once a year only. So if you miss it, you missed it, you know, and connect with your favorite host, with the best practices to grow your community, grow your network, and that you'll see a profound difference in the next 6 months of your life, right? We have 6 months now for the rest of the year. What are we going to do with the next 6 months? Has something to do with the people you surround yourself with. So that's my powerful invitation, Sorrel. Look at the chat for the link. Register right now, not later, right? Register now and make sure you bring a friend, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat. Sorrel, what is your 2 cents? You're on mute, Sorrel.
And the link itself is thedailyhuddleevent.com. Go there and register. Tara, Catherine, Kimberly, Zach, Chase, myself, Giovanni, Dr. Ogando, we're looking forward to seeing you there. And Ronald, I want to come back to you, my friend, and give the artists the opportunity to say just a phrase to leave us with. What do you want to say now? Wow,
It's been a great moment. Thank you for your comments. And I always get a whole lot out of the Daily Huddle. It is a growth in process. Like I told my wife the other day, I started with the yard, art in the yard, eyes wide open, and now I'm in a gallery for two months. I am elated. So I was being modest the other day with a friend who visited me, and he said, Ronald, you do a whole lot of work. Yes. And I take that sentence I said earlier, like, you know, I'm not a full-time. I think I produce enough work to be a full-time artist. And it's just like, I'm being modest about it, but it takes my life. It takes my life. And thank you, Chase, for your comment, because yeah, that's where I am totally self-expressed. This is the world that I'm totally self-expressed, and a lot more to come. Stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the moment. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, and stay here with us for the after conversation, okay, Ronald?
All right.
So, folks, this is what it looks like when you're continually creating a revolution for yourself. That who you are and who you've been chosen to be gets to be fully expressed. So, Ronald, thank you for creating that. And so this is our show. We're here every day, Monday through Friday. So we're not saying adios. We're just saying see you on Monday. And we're leaving you with our 7 tenets plus 1. Love always. Laugh out loud. If you can't laugh, get somebody to tickle you. Eat mostly plant-based. Keep yourself healthy. Stress less. Give everything you've got, even when you don't think you have enough. That probably is the most important time for you to give. Sleep and move your body. And last but not least, check your assumptions. Unless you do so, you might wreck yourself into something. This is our show. Thank you, everyone, for being here. See you in a few.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bertrand. Excellent job.